Hello, this is Rory with the Love Chat, and today's topic is what are boundaries? Now, this is video number 281. If you have a question you would like for me to consider featuring on the Love Chat, please write it in a comment below. And if you enjoy my videos, it would be very, very helpful if you'd subscribe and hit like, just to let me know I'm doing a good job and for whatever algorithmic magic that YouTube happens to work. And as always, if you would like to work with me personally, I'm running a coupon code right now. Just visit my website, thelovechat.net/coaching, and use the code TLC2021 for 15% off all regular voice coaching. Now then, what is a boundary? We hear this word thrown around all the time, but I feel that because it's such a broad term, it can mean so many things. So let's discuss what a boundary is, and how it works, and how to set up boundaries that are healthy for you. A boundary is basically, and of course this is in the romantic context, though it doesn't have to be, a boundary is a line in the sand. And what that basically means is, here is this rule that I have set in place for myself. Because boundaries are self-focused, that reflect outwards. It's a suit of armor, it's a shield. And what it says is, here is what I am willing to accept and tolerate. Here is what I am not willing to accept and tolerate. So, what would be a good example of this? Well, imagine that you're dating somebody, and that person happens to tell you white lies. Now, these are lies about little things. They're like akin to, does this dress make me look fat, sort of white lies. Really harmless, innocent white lies, maybe to you, but to the person who's showing the boundaries, they might say, look, I need to be in a relationship with somebody who does not lie to me. And I continually catch you in these white lies. So I'm putting a boundary here. If I catch you in another white lie, I need to leave this relationship. Or, if I catch you in another white lie, you will have lost my trust. Or, and that's really what it is. You're setting a condition and saying, here is what I will no longer accept. And you can do whatever you want because you're a grown adult and I have no power over your actions, but I do have power over mine. So if you decide to take that action again, I leave. Or whatever consequence you have set up. Perhaps it's not leaving. Perhaps it's something else. That's up for you, the person setting the boundary, to decide. Because we're all different people. We all have different buttons. We all have different thresholds for what we are and are not willing to tolerate. So for me, I don't tolerate cheating. That is a boundary for me. It is a very strong boundary. If you cheat on me, the relationship is over. I don't care how great it was, and I don't care how committed we were. The relationship is immediately over with zero chance for reconciliation. That's something that helps me sleep at night. That's something that helps keep me safe and mentally healthy. And of course, if that situation ever happens, yeah, I'll be conflicted. Yeah, I won't want to do it. But I've made an agreement with myself that if that has to happen, it is what it is. And I set this boundary because it's happened to me before, and I never want to revisit that chapter of my life. And so, I learned from that chapter, I grew as a person, and now I can say to myself, if I'm ever cheated on, I cannot control that the other person cheated. It's not in my hands. There's nothing I can do about it. But, if they decide to do that to me, I do have a response, and that response is a boundary. The boundary says, if you do X, I'm going to do Y. It is action and reaction. Now, what's important here, and what a lot of people forget, is that oftentimes we don't hold boundaries to ourselves. So we can hold somebody to a standard, like the white lying example. And that might not be the boundary you would set. It might be something different. But the point is, I'm going to set up an expectation for you to do this, and yet I'm not myself going to follow the same expectation. So, to continue the example, if you white lie to me one more time, I'm going to leave this relationship, and yet I might barrage the person with a bunch of white lies. Those aren't great boundaries, because we need to be fair in our boundaries. The boundaries need to make sense, and they cannot be punitive. The purpose is not to punish. The purpose is to protect and defend. So just as we hold boundaries to others, must we hold boundaries to ourselves. It's just fair, it's healthy, and we need to respect that other people in our lives from time to time are going to set up boundaries that we have to respect. It's so easy to make light of something someone's really serious about, because maybe we don't know how serious they actually are about it. And this is why open, honest communication is so key. If you calmly explain to somebody, look, here's what I need from you. This helps me feel comfortable in the relationship. This is healthy for the longevity of this relationship. And you want to be able to trust that the other person is hearing you and saying, okay, got it, understood. I need to do this and I need to respect this in order for our relationship to thrive and continue into the foreseeable future. Which is why with boundaries comes respect, and it comes understanding, and it comes with the deeper understanding that you actually communicate the boundaries. I need to open my mouth and tell the other person, here's what I need you to do. Here's what I can accept. Here's what I can't accept. Because so many times I see people reacting rather than explaining calmly in an emotionally neutral situation. Here's what I need. Here's what you've been doing, and here's why it's been hurting me. And here's what's going to happen if it keeps going on. And it's important to phrase this very simply in I feel-based statements. I feel that when you do that thing, it makes me feel unimportant. And I don't want to feel unimportant with somebody that I love. And so this is what I need from you. And if I don't get that from you, it's very likely that I'm going to begin losing emotional attraction to you. And I need you to be able to take this seriously because I am right now sitting you down and trying to be an adult and communicate openly, effectively, and clearly. And if we just react when the thing happens instead of sit the person down and clearly, calmly explain why you're not okay with this, why you need to have a boundary there, instead of reacting emotionally and punishing them, because that is punitive. That is poking a bear. And it sets up an argument that perhaps didn't need to happen. We need to let cooler heads prevail. And so if you set a boundary that is less obvious, and when I say obvious, I'm talking about like, don't stab me or steal my kidneys. That seems like pretty obvious boundaries to me. But if you need to set a specific boundary, make sure to voice it to your partner so that they're in the know. And that is good for relationships. That is good for exes. That is good for parents, cousins, friends, family, etc. And if you can hold healthy boundaries and set up very early, here is what I need, and here is how you can help me get what I need. And in return, I would love to hear some of your boundaries and help get you what you need. And a lot of the time, folks, we don't even know what our boundaries are, besides the obvious ones or ones that we've learned from previous relationships. We won't know what our boundaries are in every single relationship until we, happen to cross them. And it might be, hey, I need some space. I need 2 or 3 days to myself to not hang out with you. And it has nothing to do with you. It's just, I know myself, and if I don't have enough alone time to process what I need, I get crabby and then I might lash out, and I really don't want to do that. So that's why it's important to me. It helps me feel safe and secure. So I hope this has made sense, and I would love some community engagement on this one. I would love to hear what some of your boundaries are, and tell me if you've had to use boundaries before, and if so, how did it work out for you? Be sure to leave a comment below, and that's all I had for today. If you found this video helpful, I'd be very grateful if you'd subscribe and hit like. As always, if you're looking for additional videos and private live streams with me, just visit my Patreon at patreon.com/thelovechat. And if you're looking for mental health counseling, be sure to visit BetterHelp, HELP.com/Rory. Until next time.